People ask me all the time, because I talk about the Sabbath a lot, do you believe in salvation through works? And I said, no, I don't believe in salvation through works. A pastor once told me this story. He was a young teenage kid. His dad asked him to mow the lawn. He didn't want to mow the lawn, but he did it. He mowed the lawn, but he didn't do it perfectly. He did not do it the way that his father wanted him to do it. Once he was done mowing the lawn, you can still see patches of grass there. It wasn't neat. It was a mess. One day, this kid, he was about 17 years old, took his parents' car and drove it without permission. He drove it somewhere and he ended up doing something real stupid that put him in jail. And so the police called his dad, told him that his son was in jail, told him how much the bail money was. And so his dad immediately gets to the police station. He paid a tremendous amount of money just to bail him out and showed his son how much he loved him. The next day, his father asked him, "Son, can you please mow the lawn?" And I'm telling you, after he mowed the lawn, it was so perfect. There was no mess. After that, he washed his father's car. After that, he washed the dishes. You see, he didn't have to be an obedient son in order for his father to love him and bail him out of prison. His father loved him unconditionally. But it was that unconditional love that motivated his father to go and save his son and bail him out of prison. And it was because of that act alone that now his son wants to respect his father and show him his love back to him by doing all the things that his dad wanted him to do and asked him to do. He didn't keep the rules in order to be saved from prison. He kept the rules because his dad did a tremendous act of grace and saved him from prison. And he wanted to show his love back to his dad. Exodus 20. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt and out of the house of bondage. And then he goes on to list the 10 commandments in which Israel had to perform. Let's read that again. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. In other words, God had to save Israel first from Egypt in order for them to be free to keep the 10 commandments. It was out of the grace of God that they were saved. And because they were saved, they were to keep the 10 commandments. 2,000 years ago, we were saved. 2,000 years ago, Jesus died our death in order for us to be clean. It was this tremendous act of grace that we were saved. Jesus is not going to come back and get crucified for a second time. We were already saved. So we should show our love back to him. John 14 verse 15, Jesus says, If ye love me, keep my commandments. John 15 verse 10, Jesus says, If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments, and abide in his love. The 10 commandments is the commandment of love. It's there to protect our happiness. It's there to protect our joy. If you think about it, is it a joyful thing if someone is killed? Is it a joyful thing if someone steals? Is it a joyful thing if someone dishonors their parents? Is it a joyful thing if you use God's name in vain? Is it a joyful thing to break the Sabbath? If we love God, we will keep all 10 of these commandments, because love is the fulfilling of the law. So no, I don't believe in salvation through works. I don't believe that keeping the Sabbath will save me. Just like I don't believe that not murdering will save me. I don't believe that not lying would save me. But it's still wrong to do. It's still a sin to lie, and it's still a sin to murder. It's still a sin to break any of the 10 Commandments. I believe that we are saved by grace. And because God did this tremendous act of grace to save us, we should at least show Him our appreciation and love Him back and keep His rules.